Burnout doesn't always look like exhaustion. Sometimes it looks like overextension, saying yes when your body's quietly whispering no. I've been there as a performer, as a teacher, as a creative, trying to do it all. For years, I thought boundaries meant limitation when really they're about alignment. They protect what's important. Today, I want to share a little of my own journey where I struggled with boundaries, what started to shift for me, and how that conversation came to life inside the Rejuvenate and Reimagine retreat, because learning to protect your peace isn't selfish, it's sustainable. So, if you don't know this, I'm actually a mom of three. When I first started teaching, I was a mom of two. I had just come right from traveling in a touring show and just figuring out what my life looked like. And I wanted to do it all. So, I started teaching in a studio. And when I got the job full time to be an educator, I didn't let the studio go. Two small children, teaching full time, teaching at a dance studio at night, and being married. It didn't all add up. It was very difficult, and I started burnout immediately. So, first thing is that I got rid of the studio job, even though it gave me a lot of joy. It was just too much to do at the end of a long day. Once I had already been pouring myself into over 180 students that I had in my department, and then having to come home and be a mother and a wife was a lot, extremely a lot. So what I notice about boundaries is that when you are an educator and they notice that you are great at certain things at your school, they start to ask you if you would like to be a part of things. And sometimes a part of what makes you feel good inside and that you're actually doing something and that you're actually giving back and that you're seen, you start saying yes to things that you don't necessarily want to say yes to. That was me. I was asked to be a coach for our dance team. Now, I did say no to that because that had a lot of late nights. But once I had students over the first couple of years to really start to appreciate dance and wanted to do it outside of the classroom, yes, I started a dance company. Yes, I practiced way too many days after school until it came a time where I had to say no, that family came first, my health came first, and I eliminated some of those days. With boundaries comes learning and realignment. Some of those first boundaries that I had to realign were my time, my energy, and my workload. It felt uncomfortable saying no to a lot of things, but it also helped to free my mind, and also getting in alignment with other teachers who weren't afraid to say no. They really helped to pour into me why I didn't have to do all the things just to show up as a great teacher. That didn't mean anything. In actuality, I won Teacher of the Year without being overloaded. So boundaries don't close you off, but they help you feel realigned. When I created the Rejuvenate and Reimagine retreat, it was just so that teachers can use those days outside of their school day to actually pour back into themselves. I know because I was right in their shoes. It's hard taking a weekend for yourself, let alone a Sunday afternoon, because there is something called the Sunday blues where you would feel so overwhelmed about returning to work on Monday that sometimes you could not even relax. I hope my retreat reversed this Sunday blue effect in many of the teachers, and I think it did. So when I came up with the workshops that we did at the retreat, I knew this conversation had to be at the center. How do you protect your boundaries as an educator in order to not have burnout? That's why I brought a speaker in who spoke about resiliency and how we can still be creative without burning ourselves out. So in the session, teachers had to journal for themselves why they are experiencing burnout. What are the things that they are asked to do? What are the reasons why they can't say no? This was a personal reflection. And then they got into groups and talked about it with other teachers. What I love about it was that seasoned teachers were with new teachers, and they were able to really kind of have their own professional development right in those small sessions, which I love, really supporting each other in those small circles. So if you're listening, I would like you to think about one boundary that needs your attention. Maybe it's time, energy, or the permission to reset. Write it down, whisper it to yourself, make it real. Some of what brought me to that conclusion was that students didn't always show up when I needed them to show up. So I was overextending myself when they didn't always show up after school. And so why was I stressing myself out when they weren't stressing themselves out? It's funny now, but I remember really wanting to make everything work, and it just was not working out. Fast forward many years to my last year with my dance team, I ended up only practicing 1 to 2 days a week, depending on if we had a busy season. And those 1 to 2 hours after school were extremely scripted. That meant that they came in, they knew exactly what they had to do. I had their captains coming in to assist with all the things that we needed to do. Once I had the after school schedule down pat, it really helped to open up some other things that I wanted to do in my life. About 3 or 4 years into teaching, I decided that I wanted to go back to school. Because remember, I have a business degree, but a lot of performance experience. But I lacked some of the dance education that I wanted to really know, and I wanted to really propel forward into this career. So I went to grad school. As soon as I started grad school, I got pregnant with my 3rd child. It was a lot. Now, thankfully, my graduate school program was a low residency. So that meant I only had to go in the summer times for a few weeks, and that did not conflict with my teaching job. But during the year, I had papers. I had a lot of reading. I had 3 children. I had a full household, and I still had to do what I needed to do at work. It was really hard until I began to delegate and set boundaries that would help me. Some of those boundaries included not actually talking to my students until class started. Now, they love to visit, they love to come by my room and tell me all the things, but my capacity could not take it, because remember, I had little children at home and I just couldn't take it. And so once school started, I had my tea, I was all yours. I was there, full body, mind, and spirit until the end of the school day. After that, I had to cut it off. Yes, that was hard, because I wanted to make sure that I had my weekends and my evenings for my family, but sometimes that meant I had to stay a little bit after school to get a lot of the tasks done so that I did not take them home. Of course, as a dance teacher, I did take a lot of the things home, but it really helped me to solidify that time during the day so that once I left the building, I was mostly done with some of those things. Setting boundaries is a lifelong practice. Some days I honor them beautifully, and other days I still have to remind myself to pause. But every time I return to them, I feel more aligned, more present, and more capable of leading with joy. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to keep the conversation going. Join our Dance Educator Exchange or pre-register for next year's Rejuvenate and Reimagine retreat. We're building a community of educators learning to lead, teach, and live with balance. Remember, you deserve the same care that you give everyone else.